Libran live session. Now, I had to wait because it has been quite windy, and I've kind of shuffled around to the other side of my pergola. That's what Australians call it. Other countries call it something different. It's quite amusing. Pergola or something like that. Okay. A lot of us last year, well, I'm calling it last year because this is a 2018 reading for January. We did purging. Being a number 1 year, yeah, it had to be fast. I've got 4 a day to do, otherwise I'm not going to get through them. And a lot of people are going to be very angry. It's blessings that, you know, we're having these live sessions, but people will get cheesed off because of the fact that they want them all up in one hit. And generally speaking, I'm very fair. And I don't like the hoo-ha, so I kind of put them in a folder and then everyone's got theirs at the same time. It's a bit like instant gratification with children. It's like, where's my reading? Well, in order for you guys to get your comments in, what I'll do is I will give everyone... Yeah, I had enough time to have a smoke. I mean, I'm perfect. I'm not that perfect. Enough time to have a smoke in my protein shake, and now I'm back into it. It's about the only thing really toxic I do, which I'm purging that aspect of it too. It will come to balance when it's ready. Now, what was I going to say? Okay, the number 1 year, we had a lot of healing work, as I said in the other videos. We also, look, a lot of purging has come in the last month, I'm finding, in December. And it's getting heavier as, you know, it's kind of stemming towards New Year's. Don't be surprised that you're having a crappy time. Okay, it's all part of it. Go with the flow. It's all necessary. Everything is happening for a reason. Now, a lot of things directly connected to people that you loved, there has been some sense of betrayal. Now, this is an old betrayal. This isn't a new betrayal. This is something that you've been aware of. It's energies that you've been aware of. But it's that because you're purging, you're actually looking at it now. And you're looking at it going, I'm ever so angry with myself that I've tolerated this. Something is out of balance. Something has come up into highlight over the December kind of transit. And a lot of purging has come. Now, this has come from a long time ago. But it stems back further. It's not just directly connected to your love interests. This stems back very far to the dawn of time. It's all coming up. And I had said that it would literally come up in a big bang. It's coming up in a big bang. Deal with it as it comes. If you need to cry, do your crying. If you need to speak your truth, speak your truth. Deal with it the way you feel fit. Now, you guys are at a crossroad. You're at a very, very large crossroad. Okay, a lot of people look at Librans as being very indecisive creatures. They're actually not really indecisive creatures. Any tests are to reassure you that you do have power. That you do have power in a situation. The way you deal with it is what outcome will come. Now, family-related issues for a lot are directly in focus, and that's for every zodiac sign. I mean, as I said, a lot of purging and healing does come from our childhood related issues. Then it kind of flows through to our work and our love lives, and we do actually purge that as we're growing. But being a number 1 year, it had been a hell of a lot heavier. That was necessary because we had well and truly changed. We just hadn't acknowledged it. Now, being a Libran, don't ever buy into what people say of you are indecisive. You're not. You're an assessor. You're a fair zodiac sign. So you wish the same to be given to you, but your test has been not always are people fair. Now, where you have been giving to others, you need to learn to give to yourself. Because why give someone a sense of fairness when you are being unfair to yourself? Okay? Yes, it was a hell of a year. Yes. So, you're being tested at the moment, and it's heavy. And a lot of anger's coming out. which I can't say that's good or bad. It's just, it's the trigger that's coming through. You have an anticipation that something's coming. You sense it. You also sense change. You also sense that you've changed, and you're not frightened of your change, you're frightened of your truth. And it's not even you're frightened about it, you're realizing your truth, and you're being very assertive, connected to it. Yes, look, resentment runs deep, but it's how, for a lot of Librans, I'm finding what you're going through is, you know, a lot of the external are looking at you like, why are you being a drama king or queen? Now, I don't really feel that's what's deeply going on. The listen card comes to mind. Now, I used to get this in a reading all the time, and it's taken a great deal of time to actually come to a realization. Now, listen directly is not connected to you. Internally, you have to listen to yourself. What you're finding is people are misunderstanding what you're saying. They're misunderstanding situations. They're also not listening to what you're saying, because in some shape or form, actions speak louder than words. So if they're not listening, you need to show people. You need to step into your power, because people are not taking you seriously. Certain people are not taking you seriously. It's not a challenge. It's not a competition. It's just you've come to a place where a lot of the work you've been doing has been under the surface. And because you have this facade and this very hard kind of, you're balanced. So at all times you look cold sometimes. You almost look to the point where you've got your shit together. And I'm going to swear, you've got your shit together. But what they're not understanding is you're human too. You have flaws. You have fears. You have burdens. You've got a stack of them that you've been carrying your lifetime. Now, unfortunately, December has brought these triggers up, which, as I was saying, for a lot, these situations are coming through that whole month, moving into January. Now, the reason I'm talking about December is because it's going to be directly relevant to your energy moving into January, because decisions are going to be made. And very, very big decisions, I'm feeling. But the triggers that happened are pulling you into a place of power, your self-power. And it's helping you reassess the dynamics directly around you that you hadn't finalised an aspect of purging on. Now, an out of balance situation has transpired in December. Now, this situation has been going on for an awful long time. Yet, because on the 3D, you would have outbursts just now and then to own your power, and then you go back into your shell, a bit like a crab. It was almost like you were being told to step into a box and to be something that you physically felt society was making you feel you needed to be. And this was relevant in the previous reading, but this is an example format. So the way you're feeling is, I don't belong there. That's not who I am. You have not looked inside that, and this is the external. You do not know what is in the inside of me. So what you see, the external of self, being a Libran, you look cool and collected and everything's all together. But on the internal, the mess, you've been purging and dealing with for a very long time. So it's coming as a shock, and people are casting assessments connected to you that you're being a drama king or drama queen. Now, these wounds run deep. These wounds are very old. And it's not just about yesterday or the day before or one given situation. It's very much about a lifetime of things that you've carried, and now you're angry. You have come to a place where you're saying, well, I need to explain, because obviously you're not seeing the internal, the 5D spiritual self of the Libran that has gone through adversity. But because you are such a strong creature, a very balanced creature, a very fair person, people have taken advantage of you, and you've very much been pushed into a sense of a place of being forced to take power, to go, hold up, you know, enough is enough. the scales have been out of balance. The scales have been in other people's favors, and it's impacted health, okay? It's impacted your health. It's impacted your choices. There has been quite aggressive behavior towards you, but because you've had this facade, there's been deception in people around you. But you've deceived yourself, and now you're stepping into that power, because had they known, it probably would not have occurred. We do need to own our power connected to what we accepted, and now it's going to come as a surprise to many. This will be your loved ones. This will be your lovers. This will be your workplace. This will be every aspect of life. It's like that. And it's because a trigger's happened, a massive trigger. And it's opened up a bottle like it is a... Okay, I'm New Year now, I'm saying. Ooh, you know the bubbly? When you pop that cork? Yeah, that's what it feels like. I'm seeing a bottle of bubbly. And I'm seeing this place is about to blow. So that's what Librans going through. And if you think they're not going to move into January like a firestorm, they're moving into January like a firestorm. You're leaving behind what no longer serves you. And if people can't respect you, you will no longer tolerate it. And if that means you leave people behind, you will leave people behind. And people have heard you say this before, and you have not followed through. I really firmly believe they do not understand. It's been a lifetime of situations that has happened where they're going to be very rudely awoken, and they're going to be forced to acknowledge their part in situations and have to grow into their energy. So an aspect of it has been Librans enabling situations. And this can be your twin flame, this can be your family, this can be your work. It's actually everywhere. It's every dynamic of your life. It has, you may go through stages of purging and a sense of crying. You may be very, very angry to a point you could break things. It feels like an outburst of energy. Now, this is moving through to the new year into January. This is the lead up to January. And the reason I'm mentioning now, 2017 December, is because this is what's triggering what's happening in January, and it's going to be relevant. But it's happening for a reason to get you through January. Because January is very much setting the tone. Now, it's not about money. It is, so your work life, whatever you're working towards, you are not the type of zodiac sign to expect instant gratification. Nothing has been handed to you on a golden spoon or a silver spoon. Everything you have is because you have physically worked for it. You did hope that one day that would happen to you, and it will. But what you know is everything you've had has been through your blood, sweat and tears. At times, the challenge directly connected to what you wanted to achieve, and I'm sorry for the noise. I've got these kind of blinds, and one side doesn't have a zip, so if it keeps going, I'll put a chair in front of it. So it's like you've worked towards, everything you've achieved has been what you've created, and because of that, you value it very deeply. You do take your sense of responsibility very, very seriously. So you don't tolerate when people do not respect that aspect and they don't see the benefit in you. Work was in highlight in 2017, and you do know very, very certainly that what you apply yourself to, your expectation has changed, and you do expect the best out of situations because you give 110%. When it comes to love, the way in which you communicate has completely changed. There's no longer a tolerance of an imbalance. You're using your throat chakra to very much communicate your expectations and needs. That's going to drive me crazy. Okay, I'm going to put the chair there because it's driving me crazy. I'm back. Don't you just love these interactive videos? Libra. People do not know who you're going to be in January. Now, I do find a few of you are probably going to go AWOL. Now, if you don't know my lingo, you can, you know, connected to AWOL, it'd be like, I'm out of here. Like, I'm not putting up with this any longer. It is not acceptable. So, if there is a person in your life who is not respecting you, they will not be mixing with you. If there is a person who is... I'm reading. Yeah, look, and I do actually, you know, upon meditation, I would not be surprised. Many of you in December and coming towards New Year's, this can be an energy that is coming through for January as well. It's like you've been thinking about going AWOL, just wanting to physically, lying Libran. Librans tell their truth when the correct time is. Librans are very fair. And look, there's good and bad in every zodiac sign. Really, there is. Now, some of you, for clarity of where your truth is in your life is, you may need to get away. Now, a lot of what you've been doing, and this can be for people that are in partnerships and they're directly not happy in it, you may have remained because you have not wanted to hurt someone. But you also have to honour yourself, because in order to free yourself means you can be happy. And yes, you might be trying to avert a disastrous situation for another person, but you're not God. You cannot protect everyone. Hurt is part of life. So the sooner you understand that, freeing that situation, whatever this is not just for couples, this is in general. Relieving yourself of a situation so that you can move forward in life, it gives them time to heal as well. Now, if this needs to happen now, you will know when the correct time is. But I do feel for a lot of you, you're going to be wanting to actually get away. It's like you need, and it's not you're trying to remove yourselves intentionally because you hate people. It might be such, but it just feels like an energy where you're wanting to go. You need that clarity, you need that quiet, you need to get grounded. There has been aggression around you, there's been some sense of bullying around you, and an injustice. And you've had enough. It's no longer, I cannot do this. Hermit mode can be outside too, you know, actually grounding yourself and just having that quiet time. And I do feel that decisions are going to be made in January, and this is why this is all coming through. Hello, Wendy. Yes, well, look, my zodiac sign is Libran, and I also have Cancer Moon Rising, and I also have Scorpio Venus house. So most of my chart's Cancer, but the perspective of Libra, I can very much say, personally speaking, I have experienced this. And definitely, I would say, psychically speaking, when I tune in, I can think of a direct person and tap into their energy and go from there. Now it's the word, like Aquarius, Libra, I can look at it and meditate and write down what's coming through. But generally, it's when I'm shuffling the cards, these energies come through as well. Now, always cross-watch your rising signs, because you will, as you get older, you'll kind of be more one zodiac than the other, but you'll get a deeper insight. It'll become like a personal reading when you watch, you know, the sections you need to that are going to be directly relevant to you. Now, if you and your partner are directly working on work-related, you need to look at that house and their chart, or a private reading probably be easier. Also, quick mention, shop is open. I have changed the postage. The postage is generally it's a 7-day postage time frame. However, I've placed 14 days for handling and safety of it arriving to you. Also, I have reduced the connection of the fee. It is a flat rate of Australian $30, and that's for Australia and worldwide. And that's so, you know, when you're buying in bulk, you can actually get the best out of the situation. I mean, most of the postage can be up to 90 Australian dollars. But, you know, I'm willing to waiver that. And as the orders come through, you know, I already have gone with a different freight company due to a dilemma with one freight company I was working with. Now, what else am I picking for you guys? So I feel decisions, choices. You're going... And things coming out of left field. So I feel like you need to stop being peacekeeper. A lot of times when we do this, what happens is it disables another aspect of a person. So we might be trying to assist our family members in averting disaster only to prevent them from learning lessons. You took that role on because it was a trigger in you that needed to be learnt. Once you've learnt that, by removing yourself, it assists your family members and loved ones that they have freedom of choice. Now, how that lesson comes about, I did have one client where I did a reading for, and she was very concerned about an unwell son. Now, when I say unwell, he was doing incorrect things. Incorrect things, okay? She was an elderly lady caring for or assisting and enabling this person. Now, I never name names, client confidentiality, example only. Now, the reality is in this given situation, there were two people. One was, in this person's eyes, the victim, yet she was the victim of her own choices. Now, she was trying to enable this person so that they were safe. Reality, one day you will not be here. So by you preventing this person from growth and learning, they're not stepping into their power. You're enabling and preventing a cycle from transpiring. You're not God. You know, this has to happen. You need to let cycles unravel at their natural cycle, how the universe expects them to come through. You can rewind this video after. In a sense of it will be uploaded and you can watch from the beginning. But we're live at the moment, so we can't do that. And can we rewind life? Why would we want to? Take those lessons with you and run fiercely into the future. I don't have any regrets, I can honestly tell you. I'm very grateful for all my lessons. So, these external situations to you, the way you need to look at them is remove yourself. By you assisting, you're kind of disabling yourself. So try and take the burdens off your shoulder. You've got too many. You already have some internal mess going on that you've been working on for a very long time, and you're a very strong person. Allow yourself to show your true self. If that means in an aspect of purging, you need to be real, you need to be real. Don't hide that. For far too long, too many people have seen the 3D of the scales being balanced at all times. It's not a doable situation. If you need to get down and ugly, you need to get down and ugly. And if you need to cry, you need to cry. If you need to get angry and verbalize something and express yourself, then you need to do that. And honestly speaking, if people in your life don't tolerate that, they were never truly in your life correctly to begin with. It was all very one-sided. So let go of what doesn't need to be with you, because if it's meant to be, it will be. As for your twins, you need to just focus on self to help that flow, okay? Because as you're doing the work internally, synchronistically, if that's even a word, they will be doing the same work. So don't beat yourself up if you're going through that energy frequency, because it's necessary to purge to move into January. Now, let's just scrap 2017, because I can honestly tell you, you're going to be very lucky to see the, excuse my French, arse end of it. We need to get into 2018. Now, energetically speaking, what am I feeling for you guys? It feels like choices. It feels like you have major plans. Major plans of what you're going to do, where you're going to go, what home's going to look like. what your relationship's going to look like, who is going to be in your life. Now, don't be surprised if you've done a massive purge and you've got on all your Instagram accounts and your YouTube account, whatever, and you've gone, okay, this reader does not connect with me, bang, gone. This friend does not connect with me, bang, gone. And don't get me wrong, I do feel you will explain yourself, you know, in a correct manner, but a very direct manner, where you're saying, you don't match me, you're not who I am. You did this, this, and this. It is what it is. Goodbye. And it's not you're angry. Well, you are, but you're not. It's very final. It's whatever you're doing, going through to January, you have complete clarity. It's no more of that. You're very driven. Things have to be balanced. I just keep hearing this. It has to be balanced. It has to be fair. And if it's not, you're going to blow your stack. You cannot live in that vibration any longer. You have changed, and it's got to go. What's got to go has to go. If that means you have nothing and you are moving forward with an empty suitcase, that's what it's going to be. But you won't look at it like it's a glass half empty. You will look at it as it's a glass half full and you're ready to go. And it's because the baggage has been too much. It's been too much. You're a great multitasker. You actually help too many people. These cards are getting old. Yeah, no BS no more. No BS. Okay, your plans. I actually see some of you going away. And you have all the tools you need, but it might be that you go away for a few days. Now, when you do this, it's not you don't want people around. No, you don't want people around you. It's going to take a couple of days, whatever this is. You like listening to me? Hello, Gypsy Raven. Welcome. My voice ain't that great, so I'm glad you like listening to me. So I see you going away for a few days to gain kind of the clarity of what you're wanting to do. Now, you're not even going to be talking to anyone on the phone, or it's going to just come like that. A solution is really coming out of nowhere, and it feels you're getting yourself grounded. You may be in nature. For some of you, I can see a cabin, and I don't know how this is relevant. You just want to have the peace to hear your thoughts, and at the moment you're not having that. It feels you're multitasking too much. There is major plans that are going to come through in January for you, but it's like an aspect of you is waiting for something to come about. And the funny thing is, ironically, it might be a conversation you've had connected to some plans that you actually do have a bit of clarity about. I'm here to tell you it's not going to go that way. I don't know why I'm laughing. I'm probably laughing at myself. It's not going to go the way you think it's going to go. So this plan that has been discussed, if this is going to be directly relevant to you, it's not going to come about the way it was talked about. Go to a cabin. Can I join you? I mean, technically my pergola's a cabin. I mean, I do meditate out here frequently. My Aussie accent, oh gosh, when I was in England, I was right pommy. I left New Zealand when I was 9, and it's remained, but I do think it's my teeth, quite frankly. But yeah, European kind of accent as well when I do speak Turkish, because I do speak a secondary language. There you go. So the meditation is going to happen near a cabin, and it can be a log cabin. I was just saying cabin. Now, this meditation might be directly connected to a holiday destination that you held as dear, connected to a past tense situation. For some reason, this place is going to be relevant in your life. Now, it was past tense or future tense. You have an idea in mind of the way you want to live and how you want to live, and it feels like there's movement. For some of you, I do feel you moving remotely. Now, this might be a thought that comes into your mind. It also might be something that happens in the future. Now, many times when on the 3D, when we are to live somewhere, it can be from childhood. We have passed in a car a certain location, and directly speaking, we will be very drawn to that location. Ironically enough, at some point in your life, you will live there. Home is always where you should feel most grounded. Librans are a very playful energy as well. But some of that spark's been hacked. You want that back. It's like, no, you're not having that. I'm having that back. So you've got to get that spark back. Will he say he loves you? Yes, he will. But again, a lot of things that happen outside of ourselves are directly connected to our frequency of what we feel we're entitled to. If you're questioning it, no, it won't happen. You believe you are entitled to it. You send that frequency out, you will receive that. Okay, seeds planted. I see a farm. I see you looking at the 3D of a situation, and you're assessing it. You're also thinking, well, the plans have changed probably in the last year, but it's been like you've been going back and forward, and it's like, yes, it has moved, but you're still very much doing the back and forward. Now, you won't really need to do much. I do feel that what you've been working towards has been an aspect of therapy for self, which I hope you've enjoyed the therapy, because that's what it feels it's directly for. Sometimes you've even questioned, well, you know, am I being punished? Is this why it's been happening? No, everything is for a deeper reason. Balance your energy, remove the external. Stop looking at the 3D of everything, because until you're grounded, your January won't flow as well. Now, January, you have major decisions to make. Some of it is going to come without you needing to make a decision, and it will be far better than you thought it would be. I do feel travel for many of you. I do feel movement connected to relationships. I do feel you're very tired from everything you've been applying your energy to. But I can see some of the decisions aren't necessarily yours, if that makes sense. Now, I'm going to tune into your cards. So, will you hear from him soon? Well, considering I'm directly reading for Librans, I probably shouldn't tune into that till the very end. So, I'm just going to keep the energy directly connected to Libra, because if I kind of stare off, the energies will start bouncing back and forward. So, I did that the other day. It was... Okay. Family. These cards are for family. Okay, very relevant to you guys would be, you know that old saying, you can pick your friends but you can't pick your family? Yes, this is very relevant, okay? Now, you've been waiting to hear from someone. Now, this might go through to January. And it may be you need to remove yourself till then to be able to gain the clarity connected to events that have transpired. It's not, and it's both ways. It's like neither side is like able to or ready to do the communication right now. That's what I'm saying. Because you've got the Song of the Wild for your family card this way. So no information coming in, no information coming out, time to meditate. I'll pull 3 cards. You're very nostalgic of the past, though. Now, I can see a childhood memory, and it is directly connected to a tree. This might be a happy or a sad time. It's a tree that was quite relevant in your memory, and sometimes when you meditate back on your childhood, you do meditate back to this one tree. And it might be a memory directly connected to that. That's nostalgic and sad. It could be at a school. I mean, relevant to me, this tree is in my memory, and it was directly connected to a school. Which one do we go for money? Money. Patience, I'm hearing. Because of your healing, money has been slow. It has been coming through. And a lot of twins will have trees directly connected to The 3D of the connection, of the spiritual connection. Trees are quite relevant. I mean, I as a twin, I would dream about trees. And then a gift was given to me just before my twin came back. And it was a tree. My girlfriend, where I would communicate with her, there was the tree, and I always referred to it like the avatar tree, the tree of life. Like I said, all direct energies are Libran at the moment. Any questions will be right at the end, because then it'll be tuning into other people's zodiac signs, not the Librans. And I just want to remain the energy smack bang for Libran right now. Money. Most of your situation with money is moving, but what you're going to find is, because you're doing healing work, it's going to be, you're going to have to apply your effort, and the rewards will come, I feel, by the 3rd or the 4th week. Kind of moving through to February. But this is not a bad thing. It feels anything you need, it's sort of going to come through to you, but it's more a month of planning. So, you know, connected to your family, you've got some wounds and you're still healing them. But there is healing in the wounds. So try to actually, you know, work with the energy that comes through, and don't feel it's going to be that emotional all the time. You need to let the emotions come through in order to purge them and release them. And I swear I saw something behind me again. It's always when I have my chair here. Okay, your grandmother at the moment is around you. So for those of you emotionally who have a grandmother that has passed over, it might be that you've called upon her and she is with you. My grandmother has passed, and I do know she's a guide and she's always with me. If your grandmother has not passed over, they will be relevant at this time, directly connected to family dynamics. Now, this can be for good or bad. I'm not feeling a heavy energy. I feel it's more a lightweight energy. So it feels that maybe this is the key to the situation. Now, you need to let situations unfold, okay? Now, connected to answering the call, if you have your soul telling you you need to address family dynamics in a certain way, that's answering the call. That's answering your spirit's call. If it's a phone call that comes through, you will know the correct time to take it. If it's for you, I feel it's more an energy coming towards you. I don't feel it's what you need to do. I think you've done what you need to do, and you need to step back and let the cycle take its course of what needs to happen. Sometimes you do need distance from a situation in order to heal and gain the clarity, and for the waters to calm, because at the moment the waters are running deep. They're running deep and they're very emotional. It can be, if your father passed away, it will be on your, like, your grandmother's directly connected as well. But your guide, you know, a guide of someone who is an ancestor is directly around you. The first energy that was coming through is grandmother, though. Yeah, that's confirmation. The door opened. Well, it's probably my ex-sister-in-law. Well, sister-in-law. She's around me too. Money. And I didn't even shuffle for the other one, but I'll pick that in a minute. Okay. Be cautious connected to money. Don't get paranoid though. What you need is going to come, but you've got something in mind you're going to do with money. So hold that thought, manifest it, and work with that. Follow your gut connected to what you're going to do with your cash. If you're feeling a need to actually put a bit of money away, start doing it now. Start the planning. Even if it's just $5, $10, £5, £10, you know, whatever it be, start putting it away to build what you're wanting to do. Now, I do feel this is for safety and protection and a surety in some shape or form, but it's something for you, for your safety. Now, you'll listen more in reverse. Now, this is connected to cash. Now, I don't feel, I'm going to tune into this because it's an odd energy. Your family or external have directly been impacting your work. Situations have been impacting your work. So by you not listening to whatever people's opinions are, or, you know, the impact that you've had from this wound, try to shut that to the side. Work is work. Get grounded before you go to work. Come home, do that meditation if necessary, but try and have that switch. I know it's hard. But, you know, if you need to have a massive cry or do something, you know, to kind of purge, have a good night rest, cleanse your chakra, you know, use bath salts. I will be developing some chakra soaps, because for many people on the website, they can buy the chakra products for the bath, but they can't for the shower. So I'm going to be creating a package deal of chakra kind of soaps. Cleanse yourself when you're getting in this state. You know, if you've been near someone who's toxic, step away, have a shower, cleanse yourself, have a cup of tea, you know, green tea, cleanse yourself, because that energy absorbs into you like a sponge. When you're going to work, don't listen to that. Let it go, you know, focus. Your forward motion is going to come through your focus. But you've got to honour your soul. So if it meant walking away from a job, you had to honour your soul. If it meant you're applying your energy to a job, you had to honour your soul. And this is directly connected to your money as well. Do what you feel is correct for you. And, you know, it might even be buying yourself a gift. That you need to do what you think is right for you. Stop just giving to others all the time. Start blessing yourself with abundance, not just to other people. You are important. And stop listening to external saying, do you know what? Well, how come you have this or that? How come I can't have it? And this can be your children too, for those of you who have children. You can give to yourself as well, you know. It should not be one-sided. And if it is, again, it's all about balance, Libra. The scales have been all in other people's favours, and it's not to happen no more. Okay, you're angry because of money. So you're going to do healing work connected to money. Don't be angry about it. The past cannot be changed. It's done. Move forward. Gain perspective connected to that. Use it as a tool and take that with you. Don't fear that you can't create that abundance. If abundance has gone, it can be brought back. You need to have faith in that situation. Don't weep over what has gone. It's gone. You can overcome this financial obstacle. You can financially create abundance, and it's going to be large. I do feel a lot of you, again, will do travel. And you're going to hold on to your money in January. And I do feel, look, vibrationally, if suddenly money does start coming in and we're choosing physically to not blow it, it's because something's coming. And sometimes it won't be that you're directly saving it for an intentional kind of purpose, but you get this vibe that you need to do that. You need to trust your intuition connected to that, because it's a cue from the universe that you need to do that, because something's coming. And I do feel it will be at the correct time. The money is saved. So as it comes through, pay your bills. Have a treat for yourself to motivate you to continue that forward motion. I do feel some fun coming in January for you as well. A bit of light-hearted fun and a few surprises. Now, general life. I haven't even got to the singles yet. Jeez. And we're at 43 minutes. Okay, poor Libra. You're going through a secondary awakening, and it's yucky. You're like, whoa, man, I'm not liking this. Yeah, well, that's right. What fun? Make that happen. Fun needs to happen. In order for Librans to be balanced, trust me, I am the biggest nerd, you would know. And when I'm at work, it's work. And like, when I'm at work, I'm at work. I'm very, very strict with myself. You do need to loosen up sometimes and have some fun. You know, we can't be serious at all times. We're not to be perfect. It's not natural. Go and shake yourself up a bit. If this means being a clown and going for, a hike in pajamas put on backwards, go do that. You do what you think is fun. You're having an awakening. So aspects that you're purging. Yeah, I'd love to come to California. That would be awesome. I don't think your twin would like that. Okay, we're having an awakening. It is not fun, but we're moving through it. And we know this is happening. We're changing. And because we're changing, we're going with the flow. And we're moving into January very fiercely. You can't see the clarity in this, but you know you have to let go and go through this energy. You don't know what's going to happen. And you don't know after all the change that you've gone through what it's even going to look like. You don't even know who's going to be there. You don't even know how that picture's going to look. But you actually don't care. You just know you can't be who you were yesterday. So just keep moving that way. That's your general life. Now, part of this change is connected to your awakening, but isn't. It's a road. Keep walking down it. You're not meant to know right now why it's happening. You're not seeing the possibilities, but you're not supposed to see the possibilities because that's an aspect of ego and control. Okay, you've moved through that because you've had your awakening. So you're releasing aspects of having to know everything every second. That's going to happen. And you, well, true. Okay, Jen. I mean, we could just be on here for hours, Jen. You know what we're like. We could just talk for hours. The awakening process is about self. You're releasing ego. You're releasing an aspect of needing to know how everything's going to look. And that's healthy. So that means you've changed. So you're taking January in its strides. You're not too up in your head about it. So much has happened, you've actually got used to it. It's like the old, the song that Rihanna sings, What Now? It's like, it's almost like you're serenading that song, What Now? Yeah, I'm used to this. Yeah, you don't actually care. It's going to continue happening and you're just going to go, I'm just going with it. There are some surprises in January because you have released that energy and you're just ready to go with the flow of what's happening. And you will find the amusement in it when things happen. You're just going to be, people aren't going to know who you are. It's very different. Now, singles. I'm finding singles energy very amusing. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm finding your energy so amusing. Yeah, live and let live. Singles. You've got this funny situation coming about. Now, it might be this energy of a person who's coming in a sense of an offer that is a bit of a comedian. You find a situation that is coming through amusing as well, and I don't know why you're finding it amusing. Now, it might be that because you're up and you've kind of just released and you're moving into life, you're getting to a point that you're becoming more visual. You're looking at situations with relationships and people judging you, and you're looking at it and saying, I've been there, and the way you're looking at it, it's like you're having this little story in your head and you're being amused by a scenario. So it may be that for some of you, you're looking at other people's relationships and you're finding it amusing. But while you're doing this, I do feel someone's moving towards you. I do feel, again, for your energy, quite a few suitors. Male or female, however this relates. Your energy, because your frequency's changed, I do find people are going to find you more attractive and more of a challenge because you're not up in your head so much. And you're not actually wanting this attention because you are very much manifesting and going with the flow. It's like you do have goals in mind, but you're not really fussed about when, if, how. You've very much released that. It's not handsome or sexy to have that control aspect going on. So, you know, that's why I feel an energy coming towards you where because you've released, you're just going with the flow. People are very attracted to that light. You had too much going on. And because of that, an aspect of your playfulness had been removed. January, you know you don't want that to happen. So you're very much going to really be pulling yourself up on that. Maybe doing meditation at first. But I do see a location. You're wanting to not look at a situation. You're wanting a bit of time out from it. And the way to get through it is to take a playful approach. Okay, there are happy times coming. But where decisions need to be made, as much as you need to keep the balance, and you need to be, you're going to be flexible. You're really going with the flow. Don't get too lulled into hermit mode, and don't get to the place where you're so super chillax that you're not adhering to what you need to adhere to, if you know what I mean. Like, do keep focused regardless of the calm awakening you're going through. It might feel like you're on cloud 9 on days and then down at rock bottom others. But you do need to consider a playful approach connected to this person who's moving towards you. But there are happy times, and it might be you're assessing offers that are on the table, but I'll tap into the energy a bit more before I draw assumptions. Okay, connected to a relationship or an offer, I do feel you're going to be very careful, and this can be what you invest in it. It can be an assessment's going to be made. It can also be that you're being cautious with your cash and making sure that you have a nest egg for protection for singles. Now this person who's moving towards you, I'll tap into their energy a bit more. Where they are right now, they're not happy. Perhaps what they're wanting from you, they're not happy that you're not giving it to them yet. Where they are in their life, I'm physically feeling they're not happy. I'll try and find out why. They haven't heard anything from you, and that's frustrating them, because the next card is the Page of Earth. I had to read it upside down. You know, they're wanting to have that clarity, and it's like they're in limbo. It's like they know you're in hermit mode, and they're really patiently waiting. Well, that fell out, so I'll read that. Okay, so they're waiting, and they're thinking, well, why haven't I heard anything from you? Why aren't you saying anything? Why aren't you acting in a certain way? Why aren't you coming to save me? And this could be sex reversed in a sense of male or female. They're waiting for you to come and get them. Now, you're past a cycle of sadness, but you're neither here nor there on it. It might be you're feeling numb. And it may be that they're physically feeling numb, because this is their clarity. So they don't know what to do, whether to go left or right. They don't know whether it's moving forward or it's moving backwards. So it's like you put them on hold. You're not doing this on purpose. You're Scorpio. I've only done 2. It's Aquarius and Libra. I'm getting there. They're chased off. They're waiting. And it's like they're getting very confused by your behaviour. And it's not an intentional thing you're doing. You're actually in meditation and you're focusing on tasks. And it's really frustrating them. They might be abrupt towards you. You know, and it might be that the information is too overwhelming. And all you're wanting to do is get the clarity connected to this. But you're just not getting it. Now, you're not wanting to celebrate, and this might be New Year's. You may not want to be celebrating New Year's, or it might be a celebration of a time frame of when you met this person. There's an aspect of a celebration where you're physically not wanting to celebrate. So you're not sort of feeling excited in a sense of something. So it just feels like you're removing your energy. You're assessing the situation, and you're not jumping the gun connected to it. Now, the situation, in a sense, has changed. So both of you do know situations in both of your lives have changed and are changing. So there is an ability for it to move forward. But until both of you have the clarity, you're not wanting to completely jump. Now, this can be someone who you were separated from. I'm going to try and move through this quick because we're going to do this couples. Okay, now you do directly have chemistry with this person. Now, if this is a person who's moving through, you're asking the universe that you're wishing to have chemistry with the person that comes towards you. You have assessed your past and you know what you want in your future, and you know that the person that you have moving towards you, you're wanting them to have this with you. You do feel attractive moving into January, and you are wanting the best situation that directly connects with you and nothing less. Now, the person who's moving towards you is still working on aspects of forgiveness, and it's been very difficult for them. So they almost look at you as maybe you can fix that. But again, because your energy's changed and you're not doing that anymore, they don't know how to take this. Now, if you're a twin, they're getting confused by this. They're like, but you used to fix these things for me, so why aren't you doing that? Because you can't. You don't have the energy to do that no more, because it's been a number 1 year and you're moving into the number 2, which means, come on, foundations for January. Now, they may have been leaving a situation and they realise that it cannot be fixed. This does feel like it's someone from the past. There may be children that are directly involved. It might be their childhood they're currently fixing and moving through. Now, the relationship with you and the connection with you, they do want to give a try. But it can be the connection with themselves. Okay, not wanting to look at an anniversary in any shape or way. It's because you're not deceiving yourself. You're not wanting to reminisce. You're wanting to look at the hard, cold facts. That's why there's, this card's in reverse. Simply look at the cold, hard facts. Try not, yes, we do get the emotions involved. Keep the balance as a Libran. You're very good at that. Use it correctly for yourself as a tool, so that you can assess the situation connected to this offer. Because you're healing and you know happy times are coming, you're not feeling safe yet because you're getting grounded moving into January. So the time apart, or the time in hermit mode, I don't feel this is a separation. This is singles reading. I do feel for many of you this is someone you're directly dealing with or have had experience with before in a connection. Now, what's going to happen is the separation is the meditation time before the decision, because you've got the Chariot card and trust, and very soon. Okay, so it is coming, and this is for January, but it does feel moving into January, the way you're going to handle it is you are going to meditate on it. I do feel for some reason the ball's in your court, more so than the other person's. There is energy of what they are physically doing, but it is very much feeling as though the ball is going to be, if it isn't already, in your court, which is very swapped energy to what perhaps you were feeling. And that was what I was picking in the beginning section of the reading, is that the way you think it's going to be in any shape or form in January is going to be very different to the way it ends up being. And it's not a bad thing. I'm not feeling a bad energy connected to it. It's almost because you've released what naturally needs to happen is coming. That's what it's feeling. Okay. Couples. Away we go. And then I can answer some questions at the end, even though we've almost hit the hour. Couples. Now, right away, the link for the website will not be directly below because I'm recording. But you can look at the other videos for the link. And when I've got 5, I will put the link directly below. And you can go straight through to the booking page. You don't need to understand why you love them. Love is love. It's a natural vibration. Sometimes, especially with a twin, the connection is unnatural. It's just so strong, it's loopy. Only way I can describe it. And many times you'll be wanting to retreat and run away, and you find yourself back there again. One could say it's close to an addiction, but that's where we're supposed to get balanced, as you deal with the energy correctly, to balance yourself. And that's those of you who are Libra. Couples, what am I feeling for you guys? Okay, there's a few energies coming through with couples. Now, there's a few different scenarios coming. There's some plans. Now, some of you will be coupled, you know, depending on living environments these days. There's too many energies. You know, some are living together, some aren't. However this is, it's going to change. I do feel there is a change in the midst connected to this. Again, I am feeling it's not going to be the way you thought it was going to be. Try not to get too caught up in your head about what the plans are and how things are going to be. There are some plans, but I do feel you mentally, you know, from December, you have been doing some mental work. You have been very tired. Many of you have been sleeping just out of nowhere a great deal. And that's for singles and couples. I don't speak Spanish. I can understand many languages though. I pick language up very quickly. Okay, let's see. Pause with me while I'm meditating. I get many stories coming through with these, and it's hard because there's so many different dynamics with relationships that too many dynamics come through, especially, as I said, split families. Okay, you're moving into January really manifesting the cash component, being really careful about what you're doing. I do feel both of you had a goal in mind. Now, the way it's going to come across is your partner's going to see a reality of a situation. You're very, you are a visual person, so you actually see flaws in plans. And that's where it gets frustrating for you, because when you're seeing the flaw in a plan, you're trying to actually approach the situation from that angle. So before this situation has transpired, you're getting prepared for it. And I don't feel this is bad. I feel you actually are amused by this situation. You're looking at it thinking, well, you're kidding yourself, because I know how this is going to go. Now, you don't want, coming into January, a trigger's going to come about. And it's because neither one of you are happy with just living the lifestyle you're living. Now, you as a Libran might be generating an income, and you're wanting to look at the situation very differently. You want to co-create cash. You want to have a very comfortable life. You don't want to be busting your ass all the time, but you are willing to make those sacrifices to get where you need to be, and for your loved ones to have everything you physically want. This trigger between the both of you is what is causing this. You know, they need more than they're getting. And they're kidding themselves if they don't. And you're already preparing for that because you want this situation to succeed. And it's due to the fact that cash, I feel, has restricted your environment, that this boredom connected to it is triggering you both into action now. And the other ones, I didn't pick the chakra cards, but I'm being drawn to pick them, so I'm going to do that. Now, do Google 555 because this is directly relevant to you while I'm doing this. Meaning of 555. And I'm sure one of you will be very delightful in chucking it up there. Many of them I do know. But obviously when I'm meditating on something, it just doesn't come off the bat for me. Okay. Yeah, rapid change. Okay, where you're being cautious connected to cash, it's got nothing to do with your gut instincts. It's your intuition, it's your third eye. You're seeing a situation change. There you go, 555, change. You're seeing a situation change. So you're seeing the 3D event. That's what I said before. You're a visual creature. You can see something falling into place or happening. Now, your partner, where they're kidding themselves, it's because they're going to have to be honest about this. They're going, yeah, you were right. And they don't like that, but it's going to amuse them because they're going to be looking at going, I can see the flaw in this plan. Now, Both of you are tired of the equilibrium being exactly the same. Now you're reflecting back to younger days, and it might be that both of you are, being amused. Yes, you're going to be amused because you guys are very similar. You have the same goals and plans in mind. You're coming from a different mindset. You're coming from a different angle. This being triggered and you guys going down memory lane of maybe when you had more cash or maybe when you were more fancy free and less responsibilities, you're finding it amusing. There's healing in it. Don't get stuck there, because what you have in the future is so much better than what was in the past. It can build. It can be built on. This is causing and co-creating forgiveness. So there's a healing aspect in you not having much growth. Now, when I'm saying not much growth, I mean in a sense of, excuse me as I readjust myself, unable to actually do more things. This can be due to cash, due to commitments, and being stuck. When we're being stuck, it's there for a reason, but it's helping you to purge what has transpired. So it can be a good thing to be bored and enjoy the boredom, because I feel it's not going to last very long. So don't complain, both of you, because this is a temporary energy. This can be that you're cooped up inside and you're not wanting to be. It can be your partner's energy coming through as well. Your partner, due to this situation going on, is wanting to be independent. Now, I don't feel this is directly connected to you. And don't take it personally in a sense of this is about you, them saying, you know, I don't want to. It doesn't feel like that. The independence is for a sense of self. Now, it might be that they're not working at the moment. It might be that they've had excessive burdens and they're needing to be them for a little bit. This feels the second week. It could be that they're just needing to get out, and you might need to let them have a sense of independence and have a little bit of time out to be them, male or female, and give them that, because that is love. This is about a celebration and a connection and family dynamic. So it might be from a family they're wanting to remove. You're looking at it as family and you're being responsible, connected to it. But they're not knowing whether they have the energy for that, and it's not about you. This is directly linked to, this could be their family members, but it feels more their energy that's coming through than directly yours. But you guys could very much be mirroring each other in some shape or form. So, you know, for you it could be about your direct family. For them it could be about their next of kin or their children, or, you know, however this directly relates. But it feels like your energy is being mirrored and you're doing healing work through this. And it's because of your connection that you're able to do that. Okay, during a celebration, you know, there was a situation that transpired that was a bit unjust. Now, this has helped both of you have a sense of self-discovery, and it's helped you get a lot closer. Because this is ironic. There was, you know, some sort of an event. You feel, your partner feels that this was an unfair energy. Now, on top of that, this has helped you guys actually retreat and get some peace. So if it means you got to go into hermit mode, you need to go into hermit mode. But this feels like December energy. This might have transpired in December and you're moving through to January. This is what's going to give you clarity. Now, you are unable to make a decision, but you're balancing two aspects of life. And I will pull clarities on those. Your partner is wanting to actually co-create and make something happen with you, but it is making them edgy. I'm feeling as though you guys have some plans. You had some situations that have transpired, and it's actually, as much as you guys haven't had as much growth emotionally, internally, you've had a great deal of growth, and it looks like you're now making a plan of action. Where the energy had been suppressed within your relationship, it's opened the channel for communication. Now, through that communication and the lack of in your life, where you physically as a couple feel there is a lack of in your life, it's assisting with you fighting for the co-creation of better. You're setting the stage in January about what you want to co-create. Now, what you're going to move away from is going to come without warning. Now, this is not about December energy. This is very much January energy. This is a new situation altogether. Now, this new situation, it's literally, it might be in your ball court or your partner's ball court, but it feels it's coming out of nowhere. Have faith. You don't need all the answers right now, you know, from this given person. What is going to come about is going to happen without warning, and you will be prepared for it. You just wouldn't have expected it. They've come out again. Songs for you are going to start cropping up as well. They're going to be relevant, and they're going to be cues to a time frame, to a message that you're supposed to be getting from your guides. You need to trust them. Now, again, this come up again. Celebration, something new. This is a new energy coming through. From New Year's onwards, or no, it doesn't feel New Year's. This is a celebration that is coming for you. This is something you will celebrate. Now, for some of you, this might be the relationship moving differently to the next level. It could be any shape or form. You're going to be happy about something. Now, your partner holds the same energy. They find this connection very deep. You're being cautious. They're being independent. Now, don't take their energy again personally, because they're not being like that to... My cat's being bossy. They're not being like that to be disrespectful. They're being like that because they want to show you who they are. Does that make sense? Now, I'll pull 3 cards from the Romance Angels, and then I will take a few questions because we're at like over an hour. Yes, I do get out there and experience life. I've had a very colourful life. Done a great deal of travel. Next question. Interesting. Okay, for some of you, children can be directly connected to this, but for you, Libra, this could be childhood-related issues. It could be you having a child, as well as a commitment moving to the next level. Okay, for some of you, you may in January find out that you are expecting. For some of you, you might be discussing, you know, aspects of children. But this is what's crowning you. So something directly connected to children is going to be relevant for you. On your partner's side, they know they deserve you, and they're feeling very grounded, connected to this. This person is someone who they're thinking about is like they've known you. It feels they've known you in a different lifetime, and there is going to be communication and something moving to the next stage. Now, if you are wanting a booking, I would say you can go to the link directly below. It won't be there directly straight away, but you can actually go to it directly below after, or look at one of the other videos. Now, so far I've done the Aquarius reading and I've done the Libran reading. I'm going to have a little bit of a break and I'll check the time. It's 1 o'clock. I'll need to make a phone call because I haven't missed a phone call. And then I may do a different zodiac sign. I'm aiming for 4 a day, but I know I'm being highly optimistic at that time frame. But I shall do one shortly. Hello, Antonella. Yes, you called me earlier, but I couldn't answer it, lovely, because I was doing this live session. You want Scorpio. You're just manipulating the situation because you're my friend. Jen, what horoscope should we do? Where are you, Jen? Virgo. I might do Virgo. Virgo has a heavy energy at the moment. You've got some changes coming, Virgo. I feel for you, Virgo. So, Jen, do tell me, what should we do? Scorpio? Okay, I'll flick a coin. My aim will be, between now and tomorrow, I'm going to try and do both. I'll try and do Virgo and Scorpio. So I don't know on what unit it's going to go, but I'm going to try and get it done today. But we're going to have to try and really push because we're at 1 o'clock now, and I think I've been going since 10:30. Okay, love you all. Like I said, the shop's open. The shipping is cheaper. The shipping time is shorter. New products will be coming in the new year. I am going to be having chakra bath soaps. I do have chakra bath salts at the moment. We have twin flame candles on there. Now, the shipping worldwide and in Australia is $30. I do SMS readings as well for Australia only. You can actually purchase them via the shop, via the booking section now. I have changed it. Had to think about that then. I do email readings. Video readings are quite pricey, but that's because at the moment I'm recording and it is very time consuming. I do one-on-one in Perth, WA for group bookings or one person. But again, one person is quite pricey as well. So if you have any questions after this video is completely open again, you are welcome to leave a message underneath and I will be happy to respond to you. Now, connected to twin flames, some of my twin flame clients that come to me regularly, I have asked them in Skype to message me when there's areas coming up in a sense of trigger points, and if you're wanting to ask me information about that, and I will add them inside the video at the end of the reading, the twin flame reading. So if you have, even if you want to write up some queries on the actual old twin flame video that I did, you are welcome to do that, and I will try and incorporate that on top of the normal twin flame video when I do that. So I'll leave that for the moment. You always know who your twin is. We have been going through a questioning of that, so yes, it is your twin. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.